Like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but I think for myself, like, the Celtics is one of the premier organizations of the NBA. Like, you always grow up knowing what the Celtics are about, and obviously having won a championship 2 years ago now, it's kind of cool to just be in this building and kind of, you know, surround yourself with the greatness that is played in this arena over the course of however many years. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in this city or fans around the area to come and support a W team here.
Imagine Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever entering Boston's famed TD Garden while performing the Connecticut Sun team that gave her the notorious body check and eye poke in June. 19,156 shouting Fever supporters filled the stadium, transforming this away game into their home court. However, this is something no one anticipated. As Clark outscored the Connecticut Sun in the last 5 minutes, she was poised to break not one, not two, but 3 WNBA records in one night. What followed will chill you to your core. Say something like, "I have the fever," if you agree with Caitlin and the Fever. Come on, let's go.
You know, their game last year had great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight. But for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I, you know, expect the same here tonight.
When these two teams previously faced off, Jacy Sheldon's eye poke and Marina Maby's body check on Clark garnered media attention for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't simply another game on June 17th. It was a nasty basketball mastery that infuriated the supporters. The referees allowed the physical play to get out of hand. There were several altercations. Players were kicked out. Additionally, Clark received a beating that caused everyone in the basketball community to discuss player safety.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and Jacy Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon fouls Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
As the action moves to TD Garden, you can sense the intensity rising. This isn't another typical season matchup no longer. This is a private matter. Knowing exactly what transpired the previous time they met the Sun, Clark enters that iconic arena. She can recall every dirty play, every cheap shot, and every instance where the referees turned their heads. This is where things start to get interesting, though. This Fever team has a totally different vibe to it.
The announcers here are saying, of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball. Whether it is intentional or not, you can still have a flagrant a flagrant foul called on you, whether you are trying to intentionally hurt somebody or not. But this is what they called, you guys. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And Jacy Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
The arena changes into a fantastic setting. Even though it's an away game, TD Garden feels like Indiana's home court thanks to the electrifying atmosphere created by those 19,156 fans. The energy is so crazy. Fever cries can be heard reverberating through this iconic venue's rafters. Instead of simply showing up, these itinerant fans took over. In her capacity as Clark's enforcer, Sophie Cunningham takes over. She is prepared to protect her teammate from future occurrences. The Sun from Connecticut attempts to use the same forceful defensive this time. The Fever are prepared, and Clark has her teammates supporting her in ways she didn't have before. The support system is rock solid. Each player knows their role. Each player is prepared to step up when things get physical. The stage is set for redemption as Clark receives the protection she needs to play her game. They want to rattle Clark early with full court pressure and multiple defenders. Their plan is to let other Fever players score while they concentrate on containing the Snake's heart.
Rear for Allie. Clark trying to turn the corner. Oh, goes behind her back to find Howard.
Really good interior passing and patience by.
During warm-ups, you can see it in her eyes. It's evident in the way her teammates support her. The Fever team that was pushed around in June is not this one. This team had a single goal when they arrived in Boston. show the Connecticut Sun what happens when their star is tampered with. When Indiana returned possession of the ball to Clark and allowed her to direct the attack, something clicked. You could see it right away. The tempo increased. The force changed. Earlier in the season, the Fever were dangerous because of this basketball. The Fever had been having trouble identifying themselves without their characteristically brisk manner. An excessive number of possessions resulted in forced shoots. Too many changes from players who are attempting too much. There was no movement of the ball. Instead than causing things to happen, players were just waiting for things to happen. Fever basketball is it. This squad was not formed for that purpose.
That's kind of
Leah
corny. You can
Boston
tell me.
day yesterday.
It's okay. You can tell me when I'm falling.
That's fine. Here comes Clark. Working against Sheldon. Slices in.
Her, but deceptively, she is so quick and fast getting to the rim. Right here, gets up the floor with some force here. Jacy Sheldon doesn't even have the chance to react.
The goal of the Connecticut Sun's defense was to throw off Clark's flow and put her in challenging situations, shots. Every time she touched the ball, they sent several defenders at her. Her foulort was under pressure. They forced her to work for each item they owned. They had a straightforward plan. Make Clark uncomfortable so that they have to be beaten by other players. Clark accepts the challenge. She ups the ante and engages her teammates in ways that cause the Suns' defense to falter. She makes things for other people rather than forcing shots. Rather than losing patience, she locates the open man. The movement of the ball becomes contagious. It says it all. 22 assists on 29 made baskets. When Clark plays point guard correctly, this is what occurs.
A back cut by Lacan.
On the rookie out of France. And it didn't take long for Indiana to strike back.
That is after a
With 20 points, Kelsey Mitchell lights up the court. Clark's playmaking is causing her to locate open looks. Chance for everybody. The Sun is no longer able to assist Mitchell. Mitchell's pounding down shots from all directions makes it impossible for them to cheat on Clark. Her goal serves as the ideal tribute to Clark's demise. With 18 points and 13 rebounds, Natasha Howard is a dominant player inside. The balanced attack is operating flawlessly. The Suns' defense is overworked, so Howard gets easy looks in the post. She is tidying up the boards. She's concluding with a strong rim. When you have several weapons and the defense is unable to concentrate on a single player, this is what occurs. Off the bench, Sophie Cunningham contributes vital energy. She makes crucial shots when the group most needs them. She keeps the Sun honest with her three-point shooting. She gains more possessions as a result of her defense. Even when the starters need a break, she is the spark plug that keeps the energy levels high.
Cunningham already has 1-3, make it 2.
When all else fails, Kelsey Mitchell coming down, finds her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, no passes, no problem.
Even Aaliyah Boston helps out by grabbing rebounds and assists. Even though she had trouble with her shot, the depth of the team is evident. Everybody is aware of their role. When called upon, everyone is prepared to step up. Boston is influencing victory in other ways even when she isn't scoring goals. As a result, the Fever win a hard-fought game 85-77, demonstrating what occurs when they play their brand of basketball. Quick tempo, movement of the ball, and numerous scoring opportunities. They were dangerous throughout the season because of this mixture. The basketball that fans came to watch was this one. While the crew was performing flawlessly, Clark was quietly creating history in unexpected ways.
Boston somehow found Howard. That was a blaze of a pass.
Aaliyah Boston had her eye on Natasha Howard before she got the ball. You knew it.
Everyone's attention was on the team's performance, but Clark was quietly pursuing 3 distinct records in the WNBA. Silently, the numbers were increasing in the backdrop. Every game with 5 or more assists, every three-pointer, and every assist. No one in the arena understood that they were witnessing the making of history. An intriguing tale is told on the stat sheet. On paper, Clark's shooting stats appeared to be lacking. She only made 4 out of 14 field goals and 1 out of 7 three-pointers. For a superstar, those kinds of figures typically indicate a rough night. This is where things start to get interesting, though. Regardless of Clark's shooting percent, her total influence was significant in other ways.
And Sheldon is going to keep the pressure on Clark. You see Tina Charles with the responsibility of guarding Aaliyah Boston. High hedge on the ball screen on Clark.
Inside perfectly.
One thing you know about Tina Charles, she has every shot in her arsenal.
Now Sheldon, the height disadvantage against Howard.
Yeah, good recognition.
There was no fanfare when the first record dropped. Clark emerged as the player with the fastest speed. He'll reach 450 career assists in WNBA history. It only took her 53 games to do it. It's completely crazy when you consider it. To put this accomplishment in perspective, Tisha Panero held the previous record. In 62 games in the late 1990s, she accomplished the same feat. Clark broke that mark by 9 complete games. Even while 9 games might not seem like much, that makes a huge difference in a league where every assist counts.
Yeah, you were announced today to obviously be in the three-point contest. Just what went into that decision, and what does it mean to do it for the first time in front of the fans in Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, not much went into it other than yes, I guess. Obviously, it's exciting. I've never participated in a three-point competition before, never practiced before, so just go out there and have fun. I think the lineup of people competing is tremendous. So more than anything, it's just going to be really great for our league and for women's basketball as a whole, just to have a lot of fun and experience that. So yeah, I'm just excited. I think Friday, the skills competition, and that will be a really exciting time, and we'll lead right into Saturday of a really great game as well.
That's not all, though. Additionally, Clark became the player who reached 150 career points the quickest. WNBA history's three-pointers. Her ability to score from wherever on the court is demonstrated by this record. She is more than a mere bystander. Not only is she a scorer, she can harm you in a number of ways since she is a consummate player. Her rapid accumulation of three-pointers indicates that she adjusted to the professional game more quickly than anyone had anticipated. Perhaps the most remarkable record is the third one. Clark now has 40 games in a row with 5 or more assists, and the history of the WNBA, that is the longest streak. 40 continuous playmaking games. She improved her teammates for 40 games. She has demonstrated in 40 games that she can generate offense even when her own shots aren't falling.
It's a rebound by Nelson Adota, and this time she was stuffed by Howard. Hall spots up and nails it.
The last 5 minutes include the most amazing content. Clark scored more points than the whole Connecticut Sun team alone. Take a moment to consider that. A single player versus all squad. When it was most important, she took charge. When the game came down to it, she found her rhythm. She demonstrated to everyone her unique playing style. Clark's effect extends much beyond his ability to score points, as evidenced by his 3 records in a single night. She is a well-rounded player who influences victory in several ways. She improves her teammates. She generates opportunities that were previously non-existent. Simply by appearing on the court, she alters the course of play. However, a single move might alter the entire tone of the victory just when everything appeared ideal.
Brutal. That's all you can say, and the look on Caitlin Clark's face said it all. After she clearly tweaked her groin in the Fever win over the Connecticut Sun in what has been an injury-riddled season for Clark, and whether it was pain or frustration or a combination of both, you could see it weighing on her.
Everything changed at the last minute of what ought to have been a wonderful evening with a single, crushing play. For a basket, Clark passed to Kelsey Mitchell. Then, gripping her right leg, she moaned in agony. You could tell right away that something wasn't right. She didn't look like herself at all when she walked to the bench.
Right here, she explodes, makes the backdoor pass, and immediately Grabs the inside of that right leg. Yeah,
It looks like Clark hurt her right groin again, the identical location that had previously disturbing her lately. This was more than a small adjustment. She had previously been sidelined by this same injury, the same spot that has been problematic for her all season. Her reaction made it clear that this was a severe situation. As the reality of the injury dawns, the cameras record her obvious anguish and tears on the bench. Clark was trying not to cry. She appeared heartbroken. This player hardly ever displays this level of emotion while playing games. It was a stark contrast. She is fighting back tears on the bench one moment and creating history the next.
Looks like she's in pain after that pass. She had been dealing most recently with a groin injury.
This is where it becomes problematic. Groin injuries can be complex. They take a while to heal. Brain injury is a possibility for them. Regenerative medicine specialist Dr. Jesse Moore emphasized the difficulties associated with groin injuries. He observed how they can keep returning and how slowly they heal. Even long stretches of relaxation might not always be sufficient for full recuperation. If left untreated, these injuries can persist for a long time in sports requiring a lot of leg movement. With All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis just a few days away, the timing couldn't be more dire. Clark was supposed to lead the team. She was expected to take part in the three-point competition. The league and its supporters would suffer a great loss if she were to miss these events. When she performed in her native state, everyone was thrilled.